Good evening to all of you and welcome back to my lecture. We'll continue with our chapter which we are doing in last lecture. We are talking about biomolecules, and till last lecture we have learned that glucose has an open chain structure. The structure of glucose was like this: C6H12O6. It contains one aldehyde group at the end of the chain, and second end has CH2OH group, and remaining 4 carbon, they are in the form of CHOH, 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 CHOH. Or we may write down, CHO, CHOH 4 times, or CH2H. That was open chain structure, but that is not sufficient. If we want to study more about the reactions and the properties of glucose, we have to study the configuration of glucose. What do I mean by configuration of glucose? The configuration of glucose means particular arrangement of each and every atom which are constituent atoms of glucose. If we are going to study this arrangement in 3 dimensions, spatial arrangement, an arrangement of atoms or groups of molecules in space is called configuration of that compound. Scientist Emil Fischer, he determined the configuration of glucose after lots and lots of reactions and studying them very nicely and closely. He came out with the conclusion. We don't have to study what are the experiments he has done. We don't have to study that, but final conclusion he is giving to us that here the first CHO is at the terminal, second CH2H is at the second terminal लास्ट एंड पे है, और बीच में जो 4 CHOH है, अगर मैं नंबरिंग दे तो ये फर्स्ट नंबर कार्बन, ये सेकंड नंबर कार्बन, थर्ड, फोर्थ, फिफ्थ एंड सिक्स्थ कार्बन. उन्होंने बताया मेजॉरिटी ऑफ कार्बन के अंदर जो OH है वो एक साइड रहेगा, और पर्टिकुलरली जो थर्ड कार्बन है उसका OH ऑपोजिट साइड पे बाकी सबकी साइड पे रहेगा. उसका OH बाकी सबकी opposite side पे रहेगा. And as we had seen in earlier semester, this, if you see carefully, this carbon seems to be a chiral carbon. According to definition of chiral carbon or asymmetric carbon, if 4 different atom or group of atoms attached to a particular carbon, then we call it chiral carbon. Here you can see it is attached with one OH, one CHO, one H, and the remaining pura group. So this carbon is chiral carbon. ये chiral है. Not only that, if you study it closely, we will come to know that all these middle carbons are chiral carbon. All of them, they are chiral carbon. And for chiral carbon, we see optical activity is present over there. Before studying those optical activity, let us understand one important concept which we had seen in earlier standard. If OH group in a Fischer projection, if they are on the right hand side of the carbon, then that type of configuration is known as capital D. Capital D does not talk about the optical activity. Capital D talks about the position of negative group. Position of negative group is on the right hand side. That's why it's capital D. Then here positive sign indicates that since they are chiral carbon, it will show an optical activity, and optical activity is dextrorotatory. Positive says it is dextrorotatory. That means it's moving polarized light towards the right hand side. इन पोलरीमीटर अगर हम इस सब्सटेंस को डालेंगे तो किस तरफ रोटेट करेगा? राइट हैंड साइड. ये वाला सब्सटेंस कैपिटल डी है एंड डेक्स्ट्रोरोटेटरी है. कैपिटल डी उसका नाम है. इट टॉक्स अबाउट द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. इट डजंट टॉक अबाउट द ऑप्टिकल एक्टिविटी. It is just a mere coincidence that capital D and dextrorotatory are together over here. It's not always necessary. Over here, we have studied something. They are talking about that. Scientist Emil Fischer determined the configuration of almost all aldopentos and aldohexose in a period of only 4 years. And in 1902, he was being awarded Nobel Prize for his research in chemistry. Obviously, we have learnt about capital D and L, dextrorotatory and levorotatory in last semester. In Fisher projection, if the carbohydrate compound, if the OH group is attached to the bottommost chiral carbon atom on the right side, they say bottommost, not this one, this chiral carbon, bottommost chiral carbon is on the right hand side, then we call it capital D configuration. If OH group is added to the left hand side, then it's known as ERA. Capital L. But here all three of them, they are on the left hand side. Capital L है, ये capital D है. And when they found out it is dextrorotatory and this is levorotatory. They are mirror images of each other. They are non-superimposable images of each other. These are the characteristics we had learned in last semester. We have learned about that. So that's the revision part. And if we put this glucose, let's say dextrorotatory glucose, in polarimeter, polarimeter में normally इस तरीके से रहता है. The structure of polarimeter, you have a source of light. That source of light is polarized. Let's say this is our polarized light to a polarizer. With the help of a polarizer, उसको हम क्या करेंगे? Polarize करेंगे. बराबर है. After getting that polarized light, यहाँ पे एक सैंपल होता है. सैंपल को एक ट्यूब के अंदर डाला जाता है. यहाँ पे ग्लूकोज फिलअप किया गया है. And from this glucose, when this light is passed, after that light is passed, we get, ये आपका ओरिजिनल था, एंड आपको ऐसे रोटेशन मिलेगा. राइट हैंड साइड की ओर रोटेट होगी ये पोलराइज्ड लाइट. दिस इज व्हाट वी हैड लर्नड इन लास्ट सेमेस्टर, एंड दैट्स कॉल्ड द डिग्री ऑफ रोटेशन अल्फा. दैट्स कॉल्ड डिग्री ऑफ रोटेशन अल्फा. एंड अगर हमारा ऑब्जर्व डिग्री ऑफ रोटेशन जब उन्होंने पोलरीमीटर में डाला और अल्फा फाइंड किया, तो उसको बोलेंगे अल्फा ऑब्जर्व्ड. नॉर्मली कोई भी केमिकल सब्सटेंस के लिए विच इज ऑप्टिकली एक्टिव, उसके अल्फा को जब हम whenever we talk about its alpha or whenever it has been mentioned, normally observed alpha mention नहीं करते. They find out specific alpha. Specific alpha के मतलब क्या है? Specific alpha होता है specific rotation alpha lambda t. What is specific alpha lambda t? Specific alpha lambda t is always equals to alpha observed upon length of tube of sample, जिसमें हमने सैंपल में रखा था वो लेंथ, एंड द कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ सैंपल. एक्चुअली टेक्निकली स्पीकिंग, इफ आई टॉक टू यू, स्पेसिफिक अल्फा का डेफिनेशन ये है, द डिग्री ऑफ रोटेशन कितना होगा इफ यू टेक सैंपल के अंदर जो लेते हो वो ट्यूब का जो लेंथ है वो 1 डेसीमीटर ही होना चाहिए, एंड जो सैंपल यहां पे फिल करते हो उसका कॉन्सेंट्रेशन 1 यूनिट होना चाहिए. देन जो रोटेशन मिलता है अल्फा आपको, वो अल्फा को स्पेसिफिक अल्फा बोलते हैं. देन उसको क्या बोलेंगे? स्पेसिफिक अल्फा. बट जरूरी नहीं है हर बार हमारे पास ये 1 डेसीमीटर हो. जरूरी नहीं है कि यहां पे फिलअप किया गया कॉन्सेंट्रेशन 1 यूनिट हो. अगर इफ इट इज नॉट 1 डेसीमीटर एंड इफ इट इज नॉट 1 कॉन्सेंट्रेशन यूनिट, देन इस तरीके से बाय यूजिंग दिस फॉर्मूला वी डिटरमाइन द स्पेसिफिक रोटेशन divided by the length, whatever the length which is not 1 decimeter, and divided by the concentration, you will get alpha lambda t. What does mean by lambda t? T talks about at which temperature the experiment was being carried out. कौन सा टेम्परेचर था वो वहां पे मेंशन करना जरूरी है. At this temperature. And lambda talks about the wavelength of the polarimeter light. कौन सी polarized light उसके ऊपर डाली गई थी, उसकी wavelength. That's what they are saying over here. Can you see this? Alpha specific rotation, T temperature, lambda wavelength of the incident light. Sometimes instead of lambda we use capital D. स्पेसिफिकली अगर सोडियम लाइट यूज की गई है, एंड अल्फा इज द ऑब्जर्व्ड एंगल, L is the length of tube in decimeter, and C is concentration compound in gram per milliliter. concentration किस में लेंगे? ग्राम पर मिलीलीटर. उसके बाद यहाँ पे एक एग्जांपल दिया गया है. Why don't you do it on your own?